If we vote no to the EU, is this a leap into the unknown?
Yeah, it kind of would be a leap into the unknown, but what's wrong with that? A lot of great historic developments have been brought about by leaping into the unknown. You know, the discovery of America, loads of things. Sometimes we have to take a risk. We have to have a period of uncertainty. There's one really simple reason that we must leave the EU, and that is that the EU dilutes our democratic rights. It waters down popular sovereignty. It weakens our ability to hold our rulers to account. And, you know, EU supporters will always present it as this kind of wonderful, historic, happy-clappy union of the European peoples. Actually, the EU is all about nation-states around Europe outsourcing various powers to institutions which are largely unaccountable, which are largely beyond our reach. The European Commission, the European Court of Justice. And to my mind, the key defining thing about democracy is that people consent to the institutions they are ruled by. Democracy is about having a direct, interactive relationship with the people who rule us. I would say democracy is the greatest European value of all, from when it was first thought up by the Greeks to all those great developments, radical movements in Britain, the Chartists, the Levellers, the Suffragettes, French people's experimentation with living in communes, German revolutions to get rid of imperial governments. For hundreds and hundreds of years, European people have fought for control over their political destiny. The EU undermines that. The EU is anti-European.
And if it is, as you concede, a leap into the dark, if you like, a wing and a prayer, in the name of democracy, and on the other hand, there is a fall in the pound, loss of investment, jobs, and the rest that follow, that's a price you would pay.
I think I would pay any price to defend people's right to consent to who rules them. And all those things that the Stay campaign talk about, job security, workers' rights, the economy and so on, those are things that should be under our democratic control. We are a democratic nation. We should have say-so over those things. So yes, there may be a dip, things might go a bit wrong for a while, but we should have the final say on all those issues. The future of the EU and our relationship with it, I'm afraid to say, is too important for this kind of petty political squabbling. In fact, both sides play the fear card. We've heard Paul say that Europe will become terrible because the Turks and the Bosnians will join. Apparently, they're really scary people. We have the other side saying everyone's going to lose their job, all our rights are going to go down the pan the minute we leave Europe. This is what they say. This is what both camps play the fear card. And I'll tell you why they play the fear card. They don't trust you, the public, to make serious, informed choices about your nation. That's precisely why the Remain campaign loves the EU in the first place, because they can outsource the authority for that decision-making to experts, to people in Brussels who apparently know better than you guys.
Brendan, you say you've been listening to petty political squabbling. Haven't you been listening to a passionate difference of views about very important questions?
I think the public must feel like you need a PhD in public management to understand the EU. There are so many commissions and treaties, and it does become very confusing.
Isn't that rather patronising view to think that the public can't understand the passion
No,
and the complexities?
No, I'm talking about myself as well. I'm talking about myself primarily, as it happens. It is a deeply, and it's designed to be confusing. It's a vast, ossified oligarchy where things just disappear and there's no way of knowing who's making these decisions. It's designed to be confusing. I would just say that
frankly, local government's like that. I mean, every part of government is like that everywhere. They're not the big issues.
We need to move away from this fear that both sides are playing and get back to principles. And the key principle that has motivated all progressives and radicals and left-wingers in Europe for hundreds of years is the principle that we must consent to and control the people who rule us. That's the bottom line.